Hello everyone, welcome to the Minecraft 1.3.2 Cow Tower Farm tutorial. Oh, welcome to my redstone world. Now before we start the tutorial, I'm going to show you how this thing works, and I just want to explain a few things. If I do go too fast, pause the video, go back, and see what things you've missed. If I go too slow, it's probably because this video is lacking so much excitement that I've probably fallen asleep. Just kidding. So let's move right in to the, what do you call it, the showing off of this design, and you're gonna see how it works. I do have the sound off because let me tell you guys, the annoying ear-piercing sound of the cows is annoying. Annoying. I have not overused that word. So the way this works is it contains cows in a vertical array, and it shifts the cows down one containment cell every time you push a button, and whatever cows you have left will go back up into the open cell. And if there has been a design like this before, I hope I'm not copying anyone. That'd be funny if there's someone out there that happened to have the same exact building as mine. So you'd press the left button to call your cows, and then you would make them fall in love and, and then they make a baby cow. This button will send the cows back up to the containment cells and also harvest the baby cow. But I also set up the button back here so you can see the baby cow fall into their trap. See? They have fallen, and the other cows head on up back into their containment cell. Now I am playing on the snapshot, just to show people that it still works in the recent snapshot, which is 12W36A. And the cows are really buggy, and while they're moving in minecarts, they just like to fly everywhere, so don't be scared about that. They're still in their stationary spot. So we're going to head over to an open spot and build this baby. So before we jump into the tutorial, I will show you what items you need. You need a button, a building block of your choosing, a sticky piston, redstone torches, redstone repeater, normal rail, powered rail, wheat to, make them horny, and then you're also going to need glass and a half slab block of your choosing. So before we get into the tutorial again, I just want to point out where the place you're going to be standing breeding the cows, you want to make sure you have enough space underneath for the baby cows to, travel to the location you want them to be harvested in. Just a little tip. But here we go. We're going to start this off. You want to build a 4x5 platform. So we're going to go 5 that way, and a 1, 2, 3, 4 that way, and then 5 this way, and then 4 this way, and then fill it up. And then this will be your standing platform that you will be standing upon while breeding thy cows. I just realized I went 5 out that way. So that's what the platform should look like. A 4x5. I did a 5x5 on accident. Alright, so moving on, you want to know where your buttons are going to be laid out. So, the place you're going to be placing them is going to be the second block out from the end here. Oop, fell off. And you will put your buttons right there and right there. Your cows will be located in cells in front of you. The button on the left is going to be the one calling the pairs of the cows, and then the one on the right is going to be sending the cow pairs back to their containment cells and harvesting the babies. Next, what we have to do is build the frame for the containment cells, and the containment cells are just crosses right next to each other. and a cow will be in both crosses. So a cow will be in this one, and another cow will be in the one right next to it. After you have your containment cells built, or breeding bay cells, what you want to do is take your glass block and go down 2 blocks on either side of the cross. And what you're actually going to do on the far side, of the breeding bay, you're going to go down 1 block and then place a half slab right underneath the glass block. So next what we have to do is actually place down the trap doors in the breeding bay. You do need the trap doors to hold the mine carts. I forgot to mention them. And once they are open, the minecart will fall through. The next thing you want to do is actually take your sticky pistons and place them on the 3rd block down from the breeding bay on either side, facing inward. And you might as well add your building block in the middle there, and also go down 1 and then come out. So this is where the power track is going to be placed, pushing the animal out in that direction and in that direction. And we will now hook up the sticky pistons to the right button, which is fairly simple to do. All you gotta do is build a little redstone wire staircase down this way, and then have repeaters hooked up to the pistons here. And we're actually going to do that through a little bit of timing with the repeaters. So this is the setup for the frame, and you're going to be placing a repeater going into the pistons on either side, and then you're going to be hooking them up through redstone, placing a redstone repeater into that redstone, and then setting that to the 4th delay. And then you're going to be adding 3 repeaters like so, and setting all those to the 4th delay. Whoops. And then you hook all these up through redstone. And what that should do is push those pistons out after the 4 repeaters of delay. Next thing we have to do is actually set up the redstone from the right button here to the 2 trapdoors, controlling when the cows will fall down. So very simple to do. All you gotta do is hook up redstone, having a repeater go into that block. So you actually want to build out like this. And then we'll have another redstone signal coming from that block into the other repeater, like so. So when you press the button, it will instantly open the trapdoors, and then the pistons will be shot out last. And that's why we had the 4 repeaters of delay. Another thing you should also do is extend the blocks out here, because we want to make sure the animal, or the baby animal cow, does not escape through any holes whatsoever. And it cannot escape through that hole because baby cows are the size of Steve, the main character. And so there's no way the cow can fit through that, but they can be pushed through gaps like this with the half slab. So next what you want to do is extend the platform we started building down here out 7 blocks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And cover the entire platform except for the end piece with powered rail, and do that on either side. And in the middle here, what you want to do is make it so there's a block like so, and you place a redstone torch in the middle, which powers those tracks. The next thing what we want to get started on is the piston contraption that makes it so the baby animal will fall down a chute right here without destroying that track. And all you gotta do is place a piston on either side, 2 blocks from the middle, place a block in front of it, and then we're gonna have to set up the wiring for those pistons. So basically how we're gonna set up the piston contraption we have here, what it's supposed to do is shoot out the block before the piston shoots out the track. And when it does that, for example, the piston will push the power track onto the block, and the baby cow will be standing on that powered rail. And then what we have to do is make it so that gets pulled back first, and then this gets pulled back last. So it's reversing what it did before. And that will make it so the baby cow will fall beneath. And you can see here the power track just fell to the ground because it didn't have a block underneath for it to be pushed on. And it's a very simple redstone, nothing too complicated. And actually, before we do that, it's better if you remove the full blocks with the powered rails on top of them and used half slabs. The reason being is because we want some redstone to connect to that piston, and having it next to this block is difficult without getting the wiring cut off. But with half slabs, it's very simple to have redstone sneak underneath from a block under here to a block, let's see, from a block down there to a block up here, like so. And I want you to do that on both sides. I think you only need this portion to be half slabs, but if you want to be safe and make the whole platform out of half slabs, that'd be fine and dandy. And to connect the redstone to these to these pistons, quite simple. The output is actually going to be, or the input is going to be coming from the redstone circuit we have here. And you're going to come out, and you also want to place a block behind the piston because power is going to be put into the block right there. And you do the same thing on this side, and you just bring the, oh whoops, you want to go down one like that, and you just wrap the blocks around like that. So you come out 2, you go down 1, come out 2, go down 1, come out 2, and then go out 3, come up 1, and then go out 1 again to that block that we built there. So we'll do it again on this side. Let me turn it to day. There. And then we'll do the same thing over here. And then all you got to do is hook up the redstone to the pistons over here. So you have the wiring hooked up to the pistons. Now what we have to do is make it so when they get retracted, we have to put a longer pulse on it, or we have to extend the time. And that's a very simple thing to do. And all you got to do is extend the blocks out this way, go down and out 2, and place 2 repeaters on those at full delay, and then wrap the blocks back up, leading back into the piston. And what this will do will extend the retraction time for the piston. And that will complete the hardest thing to build for this tutorial. The rest is very simple and easy, and uses very little redstone, but more tracks. And that basically sets the circuit up for the... Oh, we didn't have powered rails. That sets the circuit up for the breeding bay. Let's see it in action. And you can see it has enough leeway to pull the powered rails back before the pistons out here retract. And that's what this whole doohickey here is. And now what we have to work on is the containment cells for the cows, which is the easiest part of this whole process. And so follow along. So for the containment cell, it's a very simple design. All you got to do is follow along and you should be good to go. So what you want to do is go up 1 or 2 from the breeding bay we have down here and remove the block there, and then you're going to go up actually at a diag 2 blocks more, like so. So you're going to have 3 blocks in a diag line like that on either side. Oops. And then what you want to do is place the powered rail onto the front 2 blocks. And that's 1 containment cell down. And it definitely depends on how many containment cells you want to build. So for this one we're just going to do 2, so we have time to save for the tutorial. And what you want to do actually is go up 2 from this block, so 1, 2, and then go out 1, and then you'll do the same thing you did here. You just go out 3. In a diag you go out 3, so you do that over here. You go up 2 and out 1, and you do the diag, and you place the powered rails. And we'll do 3 actually. We'll make 3. Now the cool thing about this design, you can make the tower as high as you want. Now I don't know if that will affect the containment cells at all for holding the cows. I don't know if it'll, make the cows despawn at all. I don't know that much about the game, but if you do, then let me know, because I would really be interested in that, or curious about it. So you have your the frames for your containment cells done, and get some lag. And now all we gotta do is actually hook the redstone up to these and place the glass down. So the next thing you should probably do is place the glass down. This is very simple. All you gotta do is make sure there's a block on either side of the cow if they were in here. So if you went in here, you want to make sure there's a glass block on either side, and you do that for every single powered track. The power tracks that are not slanted. And that's how you do that. And another safe thing to add is to extend the glass up, so when the cows go down their tracks, they don't fly off and go down here. They hit the block and go down into the next containment cell. And you do that for each one. But the top one is a bit different, because that's where the reset containment cell is located. So just like that, very simple. And now what we should do next is hook the redstone up, and that is extremely simple. All you gotta do is make it so there's a block in between each top block here. So at the top of the diag lines, you want to make sure there's a block down one and in between them, like that. And what we want to happen here is like a cascading effect. So when one goes off, it will turn off, and then the next one will go on and then turn off. And then it will do the same thing. And that's very simple to do. So I'll show you how to do that. So you want to make sure there is, a gap here, and then you have the redstone underneath. And you actually want to hook the redstone up to where the signal is going into that block. So all you got to do is come down with a staircase like this, and you just bring the redstone on up the staircase, and then you place down a repeater going into the block, and then another redstone dust. And then that will actually power both containment cells, like that. And then you just take what we have done there and you wrap it around. Excuse me if my voice is kind of raspy. I've been coughing all day. But yeah, so you have a repeater going into that block, and then a redstone dust, and then a block, and then a redstone repeater, and then you make the redstone repeater go into that block, and then you do the staircase again that we did down there, and you do the same thing over and over again. Very, very simple. Like that. Redstone block, repeater, block, staircase, repeater, fill that up with redstone, and redstone. You don't need to extend it if you don't have any more containment cells above it. And that's pretty much the containment cell portion. Now all we got to do is set up the reset tracks that will place the bred cows back into their containment cells. We actually have to put the glass around the top ones up here. And there we go. So now the very, very simple part comes next, and it's the very last part as well. So the very last step is going to be the easiest, and that's building the spiral trails up to the top containment cells. Now, building the spiral trails, we have to do a very repetitive design over and over again to make sure that the rails will turn and not break at all. Like if we were to do this, we don't want that to happen, so we have to do it carefully. And the way you do that is doing a design that's very simple. And so you start off like this. You want to go out 1, and then you come up 1, and then go out 2, and then you do this over and over again. So you go up, you go up, dang it, you go up 1 and then come out 2, and do it again, and you'll start seeing a spiral formation starting to form. And depending on how high your, did I do that right? Yeah, depending on how high your containment cells are located at, it should be an easy job no matter what. I mean, it's just very repetitive and tedious. And then once you get to the top, it also depends on where you're located, because there could be a chance where I'm, come up and I'm pointing that way, and you have to wrap around blocks and have the rail coming from this side, or coming from this side. But we're most likely coming in from this side, it looks like, which is good. So another thing you may want to consider is placing a block down, or 2 blocks from the top here. That's because if you have a cow come in full speed, you don't want them to, not go into their containment cells. If you had nothing here, they would just fall onto this glass block, and you want this kind of you want this block here to stop them so they fall down into their containment cell. So now all you gotta do is place down regular rails in the corner of the spiral thing we have going here. And when we place down the powered rail, you want to make sure you have something to power it, and I believe the lever is the best way to go for powering the powered rails. And you can see how when we place down the powered rails, everything connects. It makes a spiral formation, which is really cool looking. And you have to do the exact same thing on the other side, just opposite. Or it doesn't matter. I mean, you can do it the same orientation, just to make things more symmetrical. And then the easy part comes in, and that's placing the levers. We'll just power that track, and we'll also power this. And the way I power these inner tracks, you just jump up and place levers like this. Oh, leg spike made me fall to my death. Like so. And they're all powered. And the levers are not interfering with any other redstone in sight, which is good. And if you press the button here, you can see the tracks do get powered. And now all we got to do is build one more of those spiral trails we have on that side, and we are basically all done for the cow farm. So I have both spirals on either side complete, and the cow tower farm is now all done and ready to be used. The only thing that you have to do now is you want to make sure you get the cows and mine carts ready for the containment cells. And the easiest way to get the cows in, I suggest putting the cows and carts on the track we have here, and then you push the cow up into their containment cell, and then you push the button, and then they would shift down one cell, and you keep doing that over and over again until you fill up all the cells. And also, I just forgot something. You want to make sure down here that there's also glass surrounding the top portion here, because you don't want the cows flying out of their carts. So there. And it's all done. The cow farm is now all set and ready to go. And the next thing I'm going to add to this video is another small tutorial on how to make this design into a cow, or not a cow, a pig farm. And it's pretty simple, changing from one to another. So if you're done watching the cow part, then thank you for watching. And I'm going to continue on to the pig tutorial. Okay everyone, so now what I'm going to show you is how to change this cow farm into a pig farm. And it's a very simple process. All you're going to need to have are some half slabs, glass, and that's pretty much it. So the first thing that I would do is place half slabs on the top side of the block, like this, so the baby pigs do not jump out of the one block sized gap you have there. And then the next thing you want to do is remove the half slabs that you had here and replace it with glass. This will make it so the pigs will be pushed through this hole, and they do have a chance of they do have a chance of getting out of this hole, but the way to fix that is by changing some of the timing down here. And all you got to do is make these two repeaters at their normal delay, and there you go guys, you got yourself a pig farm. All you got to do is replace the cows with the pigs, and there you go. And another quick thing that I should bring up, I have tested this multiplayer, both farms, the cow and pig farm, and they both work just fine. It's just they're a bit buggy, you see cows and pigs flying everywhere. But you know how Minecraft is, very buggy and fun. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the tutorials. I'm out of here, and I hope you had fun watching. So, bye-bye.